Don't look now, but the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, Sam Darnold, Sammy Darts, Sam I Am, Sammy Dimes, is rising up the NFL MVP odds after the Minnesota Vikings 4-0 start. It's crazy to think about where the Minnesota Vikings started the year. I had them pegged at 5 wins. They're 4-0. They'd have to go 1-12 for the rest of the regular season for me to get right. That's funny. But I was looking at the Minnesota Vikings odds before the season began, and DraftKings gave the Minnesota Vikings a 6.5 over-under win total to begin the NFL regular season. So even though my 5-12 prediction is going to be way off, or at least it sure looks like it, I'm not wrong yet. They have to win 2 more games for me to be wrong. It's not like it was outlandish. I had the Vikings at 1.5 wins less than the over-under projection via DraftKings. So it's not like I was on an island by myself where I didn't believe in the Minnesota Vikings. But one thing that I wasn't on an island on, or maybe I was on an island on. How's that work?
Huh?
I believe that Sam Darnold was going to shock the world this year. Check out my podcast a few months ago. It's got like 2,200 views. Sam Darnold will shock the world this year because I believe that with the right head coach, with the right offensive system, he's clearly got great weapons in Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson when he comes back and Aaron Jones. Well, you couldn't ask for a better system for a player that's on his 4th team who's clearly got talent, which is why he was selected as one of the top quarterbacks in his NFL draft class. So I thought it made sense. I put together the pieces and said, you know what? He's going to shock the world. And he's done exactly that. Looking at the NFL MVP odds, and I'm looking at the MinnesotaSportsFan.com website. He does a great job covering Minnesota sports. And to nobody's surprise, the names that are on that list are names that you'll see every year. Patrick Mahomes is the favorite at plus 300. Well, the Chiefs are 4-0, but Patrick Mahomes, his numbers aren't that to an MVP standard yet, but typically he gets better and better as the season goes on. Josh Allen, number 2, plus 350. Buffalo Bills were undefeated before they got defeated by the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football. Lamar Jackson, number 3 at plus 700. CJ Stroud, number 4 at plus 1,000. And then here comes Sam Darnold, plus 1,300, 5th in the DraftKings MVP ballot right now in terms of odds. So he has some belief from the sports betting sites, and you know, some of the belief of Sam Darnold might be because the Vikings are 4-0 clearly, but you don't want to have that number too low, because if the number is too low, well, then there's going to be millions of people that bet on Sam Darnold, bet $1, bet $10, whatever, to try to win big if Sam Darnold continues this pace throughout the rest of the regular season. And, you know, if I was a betting guy, and I never do bet, there's one time I bet a couple of years ago. And when I was living in Washington, D.C., I had this hospital bill that was like $150. Well, I don't want to pay that hospital bill. So in my mind, what I did was I placed a couple of bets, and I was like, oh, I'll win this. Well, then my $150 hospital bill became like a $200 hospital bill because I lost $50 in my bet that I thought I was going to win. Because when you bet, you don't necessarily think, well, at least for the first time when I did, oh, it's not like I'm going to lose. It's not like there's a chance where I can lose this bet.
You kidding me?
There's got to be one right answer. And I was wrong. I lost a bet on the Minnesota Timberwolves, lost the money, didn't win. So my $150 hospital bill did not get paid. I had paid out of my own pocket. So anyways, if you're a betting person and you're taking a look at these odds on this screen, you could bet $200 on Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. You could select 2 players, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, and you could bet $200 on them, the two best quarterbacks in the league, and you would still win money. So if you are a betting person and you think one of those two quarterbacks will win the MVP, take 100 on Mahomes, take 100 on Josh Allen, and if one of those guys do it, well, you're going to gross an income. And if you put $200 on like Lamar Jackson and CJ Stroud, Sam Darnold, well, you're going to get even more. So if I was a betting person, I wouldn't throw it all on one person. I'd take 100 on Mahomes, 100 on Josh Allen. And if one of those two guys gets it, well, then I grossed at least $100. Because if you bet 100 on Mahomes, then you win 300. If you bet 100 on Josh Allen, you win 350. That's how that works. So I look at Sam Darnold and his odds, and do I think he's going to win MVP? No. I don't think there's a chance that he wins MVP. Because the MVP award, more than ever, is a popularity contest. And right now, Sam Darnold is climbing the popularity contest. It's all about agendas. If it wasn't, LeBron James would have won MVP every single year that he was in the league until he was about 37 years old. Same thing with Michael Jordan. These guys are the MVP every single year. But they like to change it up. They like to give it to different players. And if the MVP was that in the NFL, well, Patrick Mahomes would win it every single year. He's the best player. He's the most valuable. You look at the Chiefs roster, you look at their wide receivers, and he has them at 4-0, defeating good football teams. He's the best player in the league, and it's not even close. But even despite his touchdown-interception ratio. But that's not the way the MVP award works. It goes to the hottest, the flashiest, the sexiest, the agenda-driven quarterback. And right now, Sam Darnold is fulfilling that exact format for that MVP. And he's 5th right now. It's fun to watch, but we'll see as the season progresses. I'm sure he won't get any higher than that because you look at the other quarterbacks on the list, and those are the quarterbacks that are nationally covered, nationally loved, and people talk about the most. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button right there, and thank you for making this podcast part of your day.